hospitals at home plan to save the NHS. It's an interesting story, isn't it? Because I'm not exactly sure how they're going to achieve this. Like you say, there's lots of jokes here. I mean, are they going to do operations on Zoom? I mean, everyone else is working from home, aren't they? So we might as well have surgeons working from home as well. But I guess it saves money.
Well, I'm a little bit worried this is going to sort of encourage my family members to go, oh, let me have a go. It's like, no, please don't, Mum. Like, she already watches way too much Dr. Pimple Popper. I dread to think if there's suddenly instructions like you're some kind of flat pack that needs to be assembled by your family members. But I think the idea is that they're going to do a lot of by video link. But I kind of imagine that sort of dystopian future, don't you, where, like, a doctor is sat there and they're looking like at a bank of CCTV images and they're all sort of people in their own homes. It just feels a bit wrong to me, doesn't it?
Is that how they're going to do it, though? I mean,
well, they said they're going to do a lot more video link, and I'm assuming if you're going to keep an eye on the patient, like if you need to sort of monitor people, then webcams is a way to do it.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I had in 2021, I mean, I guess COVID and lockdown kicked this all off because they wanted to restrict the amount of sort of face time, the amount of actual personal time face-to-face, because that could spread diseases. And I had a web session with a private doctor because, of course, you can't get an appointment on the NHS anymore. So even though you pay for the NHS, you've then got to pay extra on top for a private doctor. But I'm not upset about it. But yeah, it did seem to make sense, although I felt like they just fobbed me off and prescribed me antibiotics that I probably didn't need. I had COVID.
I mean, there is a slight danger. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
There's a slight danger because obviously it requires the doctors to sort of get in close sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm one of those people who grow moles just for fun.
Yeah.
And every so often those moles do need to be investigated and occasionally removed. And I remember during COVID, I did have to send a photograph of my mole in. Now, for me, who's like reasonably tech savvy, that's okay. But for somebody who isn't, it's a little bit more tricky. You can't send in pictures of fuzzy moles. You know, you might miss something.
No, there is a website for that, actually. But I think this is actually, a lot of this is happening already. I think, like you say, you've had to do it. I had NHS doctor's appointments, family did during the pandemic and since. And actually, I've never gone back to the doctor. You know, I'm an asthmatic, so I have regular appointments with the doctor. I've never actually been back to the doctors for my asthma since 2019. And you know, one complaint I did have had some, you know, some slightly dodgy symptoms, so they got me in. I think this is just the norm now. I don't think this is.
And it's convenient for you, and it saves the NHS money. So maybe we need more of it, and it's going to work out better. Who knows?